Welcome to African Mavericks. In this video, we will explore the life and legacy of Muammar Gaddafi, a controversial and influential figure in the history of Libya and the Middle East. Gaddafi was born in 1942 in the desert region of western Libya, which was then an Italian colony. He was the son of a Bedouin shepherd, and he received a traditional Islamic education. Gaddafi was later sent to a military academy in Benghazi, where he studied engineering and became interested in politics. After completing his studies, Gaddafi joined the Libyan army and quickly rose through the ranks. In 1969, at the age of 27, he led a group of young military officers in a bloodless coup that overthrew the Libyan monarchy. Gaddafi became the leader of the new Libyan Arab Republic and implemented a number of radical social and economic policies. Gaddafi's early years in power were marked by a number of successes and failures. On the one hand, he implemented a number of policies aimed at improving education, healthcare, and living standards in Libya, and he worked to redistribute wealth and power from the elite to the general population. These efforts were largely successful and helped to improve the lives of many Libyans, particularly in rural areas. Gaddafi also adopted a number of controversial policies, including the nationalization of key industries, the introduction of a unique form of direct democracy called People's Committees, and the promotion of Islamic values and socialist ideals. These policies were supported by many Libyans, but they were also criticized by some as being authoritarian and inefficient. Gaddafi's rule was also marked by corruption, political repression, and economic mismanagement, which led to widespread discontent among the population. Gaddafi was criticized for his authoritarian style of governance and his failure to address these issues, and he faced numerous challenges and controversies during his time in power. Despite these challenges, Gaddafi remained a popular and influential figure in Libya and the broader Middle East. He was a key figure in the Arab world and was known for his strong anti-imperialist stance and his support for Palestinian rights. Gaddafi was also a vocal critic of Western policies and was seen as a champion of the Global South. Gaddafi's impact on Libya and the region was significant, and his life and experiences reflect the historical context of colonialism and the struggle for independence. Gaddafi's strengths included his charisma and his ability to connect with the people of Libya. He was known for his strong public speaking skills and his ability to rally support for his policies and initiatives. He was also a skilled political strategist, and he was able to navigate the complexities of Libyan politics to maintain his grip on power for more than 4 decades. Gaddafi's weaknesses included his authoritarian style of governance and his tendency to use force to suppress dissent. He was criticized for his use of violence and intimidation against his political opponents, and for his failure to respect the rule of law. He was also criticized for his handling of the economy, and for his failure to address corruption and mismanagement. In terms of key personality traits, Gaddafi was known for his strong will and his determination to achieve his goals. He was a visionary and a risk-taker, and he was not afraid to challenge the status quo. However, he was also known for his stubbornness and his tendency to surround himself with loyalists, which contributed to his isolation and his inability to adapt to changing circumstances. Gaddafi's impact on his field, community, and society was significant. He was a key figure in the history of Libya and the Middle East, and he played a central role in the Arab world. He was also a prominent voice in global politics, and his views and actions had an impact on the broader international community. We can learn from Gaddafi's successes, failures, and experiences that leadership is a complex and challenging role, and that it requires a balance of vision, determination, and compassion. We can also learn about the importance of democracy and the rule of law and the dangers of corruption and repression. We can learn about the challenges and opportunities of post-colonial societies and the importance of addressing the legacy of colonialism and inequality. Gaddafi's relationships, values, and beliefs were shaped by his experiences growing up in colonial Libya and his involvement in the independence movement. He was deeply committed to improving the lives of his people and worked to address the legacy of colonialism and inequality in Libya. He was also a vocal critic of Western policies and was known for his strong anti-imperialist stance. Gaddafi's rule ended in 2011, when he was overthrown in a popular uprising that was part of the Arab Spring. The uprising was spurred by widespread discontent with Gaddafi's authoritarian rule, corruption, and economic mismanagement, and was supported by international intervention. After a long and bloody conflict, Gaddafi was captured and killed by rebel forces in October 2011. Gaddafi's death marked the end of an era in Libyan history, and his legacy remains a source of controversy and debate. Some view him as a revolutionary hero who modernized and transformed Libya, while others see him as a ruthless dictator who oppressed and impoverished the country. Regardless of how one views Gaddafi, it is clear that he played a significant role in the history of Libya and the Middle East. His life and experiences reflect the complexities and contradictions of the post-colonial world, and the challenges and opportunities of leadership. After Gaddafi's death, Libya descended into chaos and civil war as rival factions struggled for control of the country. The conflict has been marked by violence, extremism, and foreign interference, and has had a devastating impact on the population. The situation in Libya remains fragile and uncertain, and the country faces a number of challenges, including security, governance, and economic development. Despite these challenges, there is hope for a better future for Libya. The country is endowed with significant natural resources, including oil and natural gas, and has the potential to rebuild and modernize. However, this will require the reconciliation of rival factions, the establishment of effective governance, and the respect for the rule of law. It will also require the support of the international community, which has a responsibility to help the Libyan people overcome the legacy of colonialism and the challenges of the post-colonial world. We can learn from Gaddafi's successes, failures, and experiences that leadership is a complex and challenging role, and that it requires a balance of vision, determination, and compassion. We can also learn about the importance of democracy and the rule of law and the dangers of corruption and repression. We can learn about the challenges and opportunities of post-colonial societies and the importance of addressing the legacy of colonialism and inequality. Gaddafi's relationships, values, and beliefs were shaped by his experiences growing up in colonial Libya and his involvement in the independence movement. He was deeply committed to improving the lives of his people and worked to address the legacy of colonialism and inequality in Libya. He was also a vocal critic of Western policies and was known for his strong anti-imperialist stance. Thank you for watching this video about Muammar Gaddafi. I hope you have gained a deeper understanding of his life and legacy.